Dr. Gerald Edelman is an oncologist with Fox News. Actually, we get the doc via Fox News. He's not really the staff oncologist. But there is a relationship between what and cancer, something we consume a lot of, in most cases, every day. Doctor, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, good morning. Pleasure to be with you.
So the belief of scientists, based on a study, says that there is a direct connection between cancer and sugar. Is that true?
Yeah, they showed that the metabolism of sugar in cancer cells is like the metabolism in yeast cells. That's a fermentation process. And sugar actually metabolically increased the expression of certain cancer genes, cancer-promoting genes. One of them called RAS, which we're well aware of.
Yeah. And
actually targeting now with drugs to decrease and slow the growth of cancers. That was the direct association.
So I do wonder, does this involve sugars that you might, like for instance, I always thought, boy, I'm going to consume a lot of skim milk. It's healthier, it's less fat. But then you realize that you're drinking too much skim milk because there's really sugar in skim milk, and your body then, or any carbs, right? It breaks down into sugars. Does it include that, or are we just talking about the sugar we put into our coffee every day?
No, yeah, it includes that. That's a good point. So the sugar in fruit, for example, contains glucose and fructose. Glucose was the sugar that they were talking about in this study.
All right.
And so once the fruit sugar called fructose hits your bloodstream, it gets split into glucose and fructose. And the glucose component of that was the active sugar, the one we're worried about.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And then my question would be, my wife has me on this stevia, which is a natural sweetener, no calories, et cetera, but it's not sugar. What do you think?
Yes. I think it's great. Your wife's a smart lady.
Okay.
You know, the sugar substitutes get a bad rap. You know, they call them all sorts of nasty names, you know, like fake and artificial.
Yeah.
But actually, I like to call them sugar substitutes. So I think you're safe with stevia. I think it's a wise thing to do. The indirect correlation, by the way, with sugar, like glucose, is it does tend to lead to us being obese, especially if we have normal jobs. We don't get a lot of exercise. Right. And obesity is linked to a lot of cancers as well. So I like the fact that she's wised you up.
Yeah, well, she's tried anyway. She really has tried. My final question would be on, I'm on one of these Atkins type, pretty extreme, no carbs, really eliminating the carbs, which develop into sugar. That would really help in this case, right?
Yeah, it's conceptually, you know, you're kind of doing the opposite of what they said in this study. You're depriving cells, all of your cells, not just cancer cells, of glucose. And you're tending towards more of a high-fat, high-protein, low-carbohydrate, ketogenic diet.
Yeah.
I like to think of that as having a good role in people who want to lose weight quick.
Yeah.
I don't think it's an unhealthy diet. I don't know if it's sustainable, but you don't really need to do that. And, you know, there are many books that have been written, but I wrote this sugar rehab book. Tells people how to properly balance their sugar intake.
All right. That's available, I'm assuming, all over the place, Amazon and everywhere else.
You can get that on Amazon. That's the easiest way to do it. It's called Sugar Rehab by Gerald Edelman.
Gerald Edelman. Doctor, thanks so much for taking the time this morning. Very interesting stuff.
You're welcome.
All right. Have a great day. Great. Thanks.
Thank you.